Hi, this is Keisha Brown. I'm the founder and CEO of Justice Connection, the first Black lawyer referral and legal resource platform dedicated to Black lawyers. So today, our webinar is going to be all about utilizing Google Workspace for law firms. I brought on a dynamic legal Google Workspace legal tech expert. That's a mouthful. Alicia Pierre. She's been working with law firms for years, is certified in Google Workspace, and knows all of the ins and outs. It's amazing how really knowing the tips and tricks behind Google Workspace, Google G Suite, whatever you want to call it, really helps make your time more efficient and effective. So she's going to touch on making sure that your data can be protected properly, how to utilize some of the different features that really consolidate and make sure that you're utilizing the space as efficient really for your practice as possible. So without further ado, let me bring on Alicia Pierre.
Awesome. So again, as mentioned, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to speak about Google Workspace specifically for law firms. I'm really big on maximizing what you already have. I'm so excited to be here and partner with Justice Connection. Here's the agenda for today, and this webinar is divided into 3 parts. We're going to talk about what exactly is Google Workspace Business, what is the difference between a free Gmail and having a Google Workspace Plus account. We're going to speak about some of the tools and features that are available with Google Workspace. Also, we're going to talk about sharing. We're going to also talk about some of the security best practices for your firm and how you can protect you and your clients' data. So here's a little bit about me. I'm going to quickly introduce myself. My technology journey started at American Express. I was a computer systems engineer. I had the privilege of working for attorneys for more than 5 years, which led me to obtain my 2 Google Cloud certifications, both specializing in Google Workspace systems, tools, and administrations. My consulting firm, Legally Techie, is a member of the Google Cloud Partner Program, and I'm more than happy to say how Legally Techie won the Legal Tech Pioneer Award, outbeating more than 5,000 legal tech companies due to its uniqueness. Some other additional random facts to show that I'm human and not a robot. I am a bilingual Miami native, fluent in Spanish. I like to say I'm a presumptuous roller skater. Depending on the type of music, I can look like I know what I'm doing. And lastly, I'm an inspired pasta vegan. I don't know if that's a thing, but a girl can inspire, right? And so we're going to enough about talking about me. I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can confidently run your law firm in this digital shift that the legal industry is now facing. So going back to agenda about Google Workspace, what exactly is Google Workspace? So the definition here shows how Google Workspace is a cloud-based productivity suite that helps teams to communicate, collaborate from any device or location, which was formerly known as G Suite. But we're going to focus in on the 4 bolded words, cloud-based productivity suite. What exactly does that mean? In simple terms, it means a collection of tools that enable you to be productive while working over the internet. I like to think of it as a toolbox with all the tools you need to get the job done efficiently. All your information is synced and stored on the cloud. All your tools are easily accessible, and the features within those tools allow you to save time and work quickly. And after the recent rebrand in October 2020, G Suites is now Google Workspace. So I'm pretty much sure that people at Google are probably still saying G Suites with this new name change that has happened. So we're going to discuss just 5 Google Workspace tools and features, and some of them you may be already aware of or familiar with, but probably not maximizing, or you may have an aha moment where you didn't know that certain tools can be used in that way. So let's go ahead and get started on the first of the 5. The first one we have here is Google Vault. The 3 dots mention some of the features that it can be used for. And I like to view Google Vault as an underappreciated tool. Like any insurance, you don't realize you need it until you actually need it. This tool is included in the Business Plus plan, and it's definitely well worth the investment and highly recommended. Why? Because it allows you to retain, hold, search, and export your Google Workspace data. That includes Gmail, Drive files, chat messages, and more. This is supporting your archiving, your e-discovery, and your compliance needs. For example, a paralegal mistakenly deletes an email from 2 months ago from a client that could have been used on a case. How can you get that email back? By using Google Vault. So together we can implement record retention rules that may be required by your state's bar association, which enables you to search and export that exact email that may have been lost and added to your case file. And what about data destruction? Well, you can delete sensitive data after a set time. Configuring the vault to remove it from the user's account and purging it from your Google Workspace systems. So you may ask yourself, do I really need a document retention policy? Well, here's one reason. If a client was to sue you for malpractice, you'll be able to mount up a defense for yourself because you have copies of everything that was on that file. The next thing we go ahead and talk about is Google Sites. So as you can see, it can provide you a very simple website, client portal, and also an intranet site. And you don't need to know how to code or program to set this up. It's very easy to use. And my favorite word, there's templates available. So with Google Sites, it allows you to have an engaging yet simple website or landing page for your firm. You can also have it as a private website, either for client portals or intranet site. So your clients can go ahead and view their case status, their Drive folder access, and to upload docs and images, and also to see your calendar availability that you have set up for them. Regarding the intranet site, you can go ahead and be able to share with your team once you scale and have a larger staff, whether we attorneys or paralegals, and you can share with them maybe announcement boards, newsletter for the company, upcoming events, or even data reports that can inspire smarter business decisions for the firm. And most importantly, you have all the access to your information because the data that's being pulled in is from your Google Drive for your firm. Now, while it doesn't have all the bells and whistles as Wix, it doesn't take away from the ability to have an online presence for your firm at no additional cost. The next thing we have available within your reach is Google Docs. So whether you knew it or not, you probably filled out a Google Docs form before. And this tool and its features allows you to create questions to easily obtain information in a secure way. And again, there's templates available as well. So I know we all love a good template, save so much time in the legal industry. So you can use it for client intake, which allows clients to upload maybe needed documents or information, maybe even request forms for those within the team to request time off or supplies, or even have it as a job application. And you can also have it where it's a client survey. So if you're looking to improve your client retentions and satisfaction, you can send a quick survey that allows your clients to express their experience with working with your firm. Some extra bonuses that's there, you have data validation rules so that you make sure that the email addresses are properly formatted, your dates are correct, and that people get the right questions based on the previous answers that they put. Another extra bonus is you can control permissions access, and all your data is saved in one secure location, which is again your Google Workspace Drive for your firm. So speaking of Drive, that's what we're going to go ahead and speak about next. So many of us are familiar with Google Drive, whether we use it for a business or personal life. So we're going to just talk about a bit how we can maximize it on the business side. So within Google Drive for your law firm, you can go ahead and set up Shared Drive, which is something that's not available for a free Google Workspace account. This allows your files and folders to be owned by the company and not by an individual user. So if someone leaves the firms, you don't have to worry about how you can access certain files that was on that person's drive. Also, if you hire a contract attorney to help you with a certain case, you can go ahead and be able to have a shared folder with them or shared drive where they can access the most up to date information and also disable the option for them to download or copy or print any of the confidential files that you have for your firm. Another thing that Google Workspace allows you to do is get an expiration date for the links that you share so that after the contract is done with that attorney, it can automatically expire, giving them no longer access to company files. Another thing that's available is templates. As we mentioned before, starting from scratch when drafting a motion or response or any legal document can be very time consuming and can lead to inconsistencies across the firm. So saving time with templates in Google Docs, forms, and sites and more really allows you to speed up the work within a case file. So any information that you need to enter repeatedly can be saved in a template, and all you have to do is fill up the extra information that be particular to a case. You can create your own templates, or you can use those that are provided by Google, and you can save them into their specific categories that you've put in place. Last but not least, we have plugins and add-ons, which hundreds of integrated apps for Google Drive. You can just streamline your whole process, whether it be DocuSign for your e-signatures, or you can also have it integrated with Asana, where you have a project management program. All of this allows you to increase the power of Google Drive for your firm and its productivity. And now we have Google Docs. So we know Google Docs is an alternative to Microsoft Word. And even though you can work on Microsoft Word docs within, and we're going to speak about some of the bonuses of being able to work on Google Docs. So Google Docs allows you to have citations. So you can easily search for citations on the web within Docs to make sure that the information that is coming from variable resources. Right from the docs, you can check the accuracy of the reference that you added in your footer at MLA, APA, and Chicago format. Also, we have Microsoft Office compatibility. So if opposing counsel is using Microsoft Office, you can still be able to open, edit, and save the files within that you received, and you'll be able to convert them to Google Docs, or you can also be able to comment and assign tasks within that file as well, even though it's being a Microsoft Word document. And you'd be able to collaborate in real time. More than ever, with the hybrid workplace now a part of our permanent lifestyle, you'll be able to have multiple people work on the same document at the same time, and all the changes are saved automatically. You can suggest, comment, and assign tasks of your legal documents to your paralegal or other attorneys, and you no longer have to worry about version history. Your paralegal can assign a task for you to review, maybe a draft or a motion, or you can make suggestions to another attorney within the comments for them to make changes to a certain legal document. And we're going to speak about apps that can be integrated within Google Workspace. So if you do have a practice management software already handling your caseload, it may not be enough to bring in the diligence, the communication, or even the confidentiality that's needed for your law firm. So if you're using one of these case management systems or another, you can be rest assured that these case file management systems integrate with Google Workspace. So here we have a little screenshot moment. So here you can see a clear difference between a free Gmail and the recommended Google Workspace Plus account, which is $18 per month per user, and which is an investment less than $800 a month if you have a team of 5. So I already mentioned you have the shared drive and you have the e-discovery, but we're going to focus on the last two. So we mentioned endpoint management, which allows you to control company-owned devices. So if you give a paralegal or a legal assistant a laptop or a phone for work, You can control the browser, the applications, the websites that they visit, and even if that device gets lost, damaged, or that person quits angrily, you can easily just suspend that device from being able to access any company data, protecting you and your client's information. Also, too, we're going to talk about security configurations. So, based on the security and privacy policies that you have in place for your firm, you can configure Google Workspace to enforce them. You can set up rules and alerts that allows you to know when someone violates the protection rules that you've put in place. You can also make sure that emails do not have sensitive information as social security numbers, home addresses, or phone numbers. Also, you can put in content compliance rules that make sure that clients are not speaking or attorneys are not speaking in a way abusively to clients or those even within the firm. So while we're on the topic of security, we're going to go ahead and talk about some best practices. So every 39 seconds, there's an account hacked online. That's more than 2,000 accounts daily. So we're going to speak about some reasonable and recommended efforts that you can do now to protect your client's information. So we're going to go ahead and have a little picture moment here. If you want to take a screenshot, you can. And we're going to talk about the first one now. So training the staff. So 96% of breaches usually come from emails. So training your staff on what these threats look like, how to respond is your first line of defense. Threats evolve over time, so make sure it's a regular practice to train your employees. And if you don't have anyone on staff, consider bringing an outside trainer to show them exactly what those threats look like. And if your password is simple and guessable as law firm 123 exclamation mark, please consider changing it. And don't use the same password for every login, whether it's for bar associations, your personal bank account, and also using it for court filing. You're setting yourself up to be easily targeted for hackers. I recommend passwords being 12 to 18 characters with symbols and numbers in upper lowercase, and also having a code sent to your phone to verify that it's you that's logging in. Also, be intentional when you consider granting permissions to view specific matters. Everyone on your staff doesn't need to know everything. If you hire support for a particular case, make sure that you revoke access to that file once the contract ends. And last but definitely not least, we have creating a plan. So you need to know what you do if there's a data breach that happens before it happens. Create a plan that allows you to know the details of what needs to be done immediately in terms of communication, changing passwords, reporting either to the impacted individual or to the regulatory authorities of any unauthorized access to your data. And specify your firm's plan for what to do if a malpractice claim is filed. These reasonable efforts that you can take now can avoid regulatory and legal fines, loss of reputation, loss of clients' confidence, and a loss of market position. So just a quick recap, Google Workspace allows you to increase your profitability by lowering your overhead costs and focusing on maximizing what you already have, managing your cases and clients and not a million different tools and services. It increases your security, which allows you to establish, implement, and enforce security rules and policies in your law firm to protect you and your clients' data. It also increases your productivity. So you're not all over the place. You're not switching between logins and passwords and accounts. All your information is in one place, saving you so much time. And also you're able to increase your communication. So whether it's with sending an email through Gmail, having a Google site, or Google form, all these forms of communications allows you to be efficiently in constant communication with your clients and also your team. And with this foundation, you can successfully scale your law firm to have even more attorneys, paralegal, and support staff on board. And who doesn't want a law firm that's known for these traits? profitable, secure, productive, and secure communication. So to wrap up this Google Workspace Law Firm webinar, here's how you can connect with me, either through LinkedIn, or you can also reach me by filling out a form on our Legally Techie website. We can go ahead and schedule a consultation.